Hello and welcome back to the Unfriendly Cricket Podcast with Krishnendu Banerjee, Abhishek Shetty and me, Radhashri Gupta. Plenty of heat around cricket, of course, because there's so much going on. Australia have been shocked by Sri Lanka in the first of the two ODIs. An under-strength Australia headed to the Champions Trophy without their entire frontline pace attack, which won them the 2023 ODI World Cup. Pakistan's chasing down a record score against South Africa to make it to the final of the tri-series against New Zealand, and of course India routing England 3-0 in what has been a nightmarish experience for the Englishmen before the Champions Trophy. All is well then with Indian cricket. Of course, the horrors of Border Gavaskar Trophy are now well behind us. We're not playing Test cricket anytime soon, so no point delving into that. We are prepared, gentlemen, aren't we, for the Champions Trophy? Krishnendu Banerjee, it's all looking good. Rohit Sharma scored 100, Virat Kohli scored a half century, Shubman Gill, of course, in Bradmanesque form again, and ODIs at home, back in his comfort zone. He can't take a step wrong. Thankfully for India, Shreyas Iyer cut short a movie night to come play for India at that pivotal number 4 position. Of course, debating around Akshar Patel ahead of KL Rahul in the first 2 games, and Shetty's fuming and wondering why a Delhi boy who has replaced a Mumbai Indians pacer gets ahead of a Hyderabad guy. There's plenty. These guys are complex and mean, I'm telling you. Shetty and Krish are just mean people. But Krish, I'll start off with you. You're less mean today. Are you happy for a change with everything that the Indian cricket team has done?
ODI has always been happy phase, right? Until we reach the final. So far so good. I mean, we have routed England, who did not even bother to practice in India, apart from one session. Yeah, I mean, that's all they have done. So we routed them. No wonder we did that. But now we are heading to Dubai, where things should be different, and that is where the puzzling things start. Everything hints that the pitch is not really spin friendly yet. But India have picked 5 spins, and we have also a rookie pacer, because we did not give enough credit to Mohammad Siraj, who was your Mohammad Siraj.
We have two rookie pacers. We don't have one rookie pacer in the team. We have 2.
One of them is your most successful T20I bowler.
Yeah, but not in the
ODI
longer
he
format.
Is a rookie. And another one is
you can't call him a rookie now. Come on.
No, he's a rookie in this format. He's a rookie in this format, and going to and if it's a spin-friendly pitch, like Krish is saying, then how much Arshdeep can contribute? And he has been given 1 match.
You'll take 7 spinners now.
I would have taken a much experienced bowler. If a most experienced bowler, Mohammad Shami, and is in the team and he's nursing an injury, and we can obviously see that he's not at his 100%, then why do you want to risk it with going with 2 inexperienced bowler in the same format when Bumrah is also not there?
But Bumrah's not fit. Okay, it's a strategic call. Bumrah's not fit. They were not happy with Siraj because they don't see the conditions in Dubai to be entirely conducive to pace, because you are going back to data of 5 years ago when those pitches helped pacers.
We are going by the data of
ILT20 just got over. Maybe the pitches are wearing out, so that's why they think that some spinners might of help.
There will be help for slower bowlers, but not
understand South Africa team. Okay, and understand South Africa team went full berserk against New Zealand and Pakistan recently. They didn't even have most of their players in the first ODI, and the second ODI also they were missing few of their key players. They scored more than 300 runs to Pakistan against their full strength bowling. Where
was the game played? And where was the game played?
It was played in Pakistan, right? So it was not played. So are you sure that they're playing in Dubai? But like we said before, maybe it's a spin friendly pitch. And so how many overs are you going to bowl from spinners? Like, are you going to bowl like 40 overs from spinners and only keep like 10 overs for the pacers?
Maybe 30 overs. Maybe 30 overs. Look at the combination. Okay. Now, I think, and this is also a point to take a step back and wonder all the questions that have been coming up against Gautam Gambhir. KL Rahul batting at number 6, Akshar Patel batting at number 5. Okay. Would you have asked Shetty and Krish, both you included, would you have asked so many questions of Gautam Gambhir had he not been so feisty? had he always not, said, what I'm doing is right, listen to me. The middle overs, they have redefined their game in the middle
I
overs. They
don't.
want those
I
spinners. Now
KL
you're
Rahul as
saying,
well. KL
I
Rahul
wouldn't
at
have
number
asked.
6.
I
He
wouldn't
has
have asked him questions. I wouldn't have asked him so many questions if he was not this confused. In the first
they
ODI,
won
Yashasvi.
3-0 against England, dude. They
Okay,
won 3-0. It's not like they're going with bad
they
preparation.
won. You can. I'm sure, Raj, you can assemble your players from your playing day, and even you can win like one game against that England side who don't care anything
Come
about
on, no,
ODIs
no,
or
no, that's not
anything else.
fair. That's not
They
fair.
didn't
This
have
was a good
they
innings.
didn't
This
have
was a good
one
innings.
training. They didn't have one net sessions. Like they mentioned, not even one practice. They are not serious about this format. Let's just keep
Your
England out of
esteemed
this.
analyst Krishnendu Banerjee believed India's test series against Bangladesh would be like net practice, and then they went and won 2-0 against Bangladesh, and then they were whitewashed by New Zealand at home. Then they went and lost the
Correct.
border the trophy
Correct.
fairly.
But
So you
but
were not
the
happy now with
reason
winning 3-0?
but the reason why I doubt Gautam Gambhir is because if Yashasvi Jaiswal was going to play the first ODI and Shreyas himself said that he was going to get benched. Okay, that's the first decision which is very like I cannot understand how you can
Come on.
bench,
Okay,
even
okay,
think
okay,
about benching
okay,
Shreyas.
okay.
Okay,
This
first thing is
is
that now Jaiswal
no.
is out of the team and he
Yeah,
replaces Jaiswal with a spinner. So
yeah.
what is the strategy? The
So
strategy
okay,
is
okay. I'll play the devil's advocate here, Krish. Okay, fine. You brought up Jaiswal. I brought up Akshar Patel. You also brought up Harshit Rana and Siraj and
Arun.
Vice. Okay, all right, Krish. You are also a die-hard critic of this Indian cricket setup. Now, let me ask these two a very valid question. Um, Akshar Patel ahead of KL Rahul. Before the series started, one of the India players said that look, we're going to be very flexible and we're going to bat as floaters. Akshar Patel comes up because you do not have any left hand in the top five, especially with Rishabh Pant not in your first choice 11. It's a completely right-hander dominated batting lineup. You could argue and say, but you don't look at left versus right, you look at the best options. Okay. Akshar Patel goes out there and performs. Shreyas Iyer only did that interview because he scored a half century. And yes, it would have been shocking had he not been part of plans for the Champions Trophy, but that wasn't the case. You are also saying that you wanted to look at these three games as an experiment and see what Jaiswal could have done. Jaiswal is on the back of a sensational, stunning test season, including that epic effort in Australia. You wanted to give him a chance. So what? Maybe Shubman Gill would have batted at number 4, but just wanted to test a backup opener. Now after this, now you more or less resolved, and he's still a non-traveling substitute. He's still a non-traveling substitute. India to Dubai is just he'll be there in 2 hours if there is an injury concern, right? If something happens in a game, you have KL Rahul as an opener. It's not like you're completely in the dark. You have Kuldeep Yadav, who's your X factor clearly, and you also wanted a backup X factor. Who's Varun Chakravarti, again high on confidence from what he's recently done in the T20Is, and you're expecting those conditions to be somewhat similar, slow pitches which will assist turn, and you want to see how much your pacers can go. You also have Hardik Pandya, by the way. So what wrong has Gautam Gambhir done and the team management done, Krish, in this ODI setup in the experiments? Why are we being so critical of these guys?
I'll mention
Who's
3 points.
criticism?
First, Jaiswal. Okay, I mean, like you said, he had a great test season and whatever. Great, good for him. But you all are already planned that in Dubai, these are the certain players you are going to have. Correct. Champions Trophy squad was more or less fixed, apart from Bumrah,
Yeah.
because we were not sure about Bumrah whether he would play or not. KL Rahul is your number 5. That is what you have been saying for so long. He did well at number 5 when he was playing the World Cup, and that is where he averages over 50. Now at number 6, he has only played 4 innings. He averages below 20. That is the data that are saying, and I'm not just I'm saying that. Sunil Gavaskar also pointed that same thing out. Why would you risk playing KL Rahul at number 6 when you already have a good batting lineup in the top order anyway? KL Rahul only performs when he plays at number 5. You do not have an opening spot for him. So the only spot he can play is number 5. Now problem is Rishabh Pant is not your number 1. You are still not sure whether he is your number 1 or, I mean, for so long you have been saying that Rishabh Pant is your number 1 all format wicketkeeper. But for whatever reasons, you have to fit in KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer both, so you have to bench Rishabh Pant. That is the logical option. But where does Akshar Patel come in at number 5? if you already had that idea, then why not have Rishabh Pant there? Maybe you can drop KL Rahul. But
But
you
it
did
was an
not.
experiment, guys. It was a bilateral series where they wanted to see whether Akshar Patel could also do the job if needed. I mean, it's
You only
why are we
have
making such a big human try? Why
you
not?
only have you only have 3 ODIs to. You have most of the guys out of form. They got in form because you played on good pitches. They played well. All the batsmen.
Oh,
Virat Kohli also got back into form. KL Rahul only performed when he played at number 5. All
okay.
those considered, Varun Chakravarti, you have a point that he did well in T20I series, so let's give him a chance. Are you going to play him? Where are you going to play him? No idea. For now.
Come on, you can't play all 15 anyway, right? We're still taking 15 players to a tournament.
But don't you guys see a pattern over here? And I'm going to be very cynical about it. But Rishabh Pant was supposed to be a number 1 keeper in every format. And like Chris said, if KL has to bat at number 6, then it's better that Rishabh comes and bats at number 6. Okay. Now KL Rahul, LSG player. Okay. And was an LSG player. Okay. Are you telling me that Rana deserved a cap in all the 3 formats so soon within no time? Do you think Rana is a better ODI player than Siraj?
Funny thing is, wait. KL Rahul and Rishabh the IPL attention.
Hang on. KL Rahul, okay. So now look at the disparity and the lack of consistency in what both of you are saying. Okay, known Gautam Gambhir baiters. That is my problem. Now, you very smartly manipulated it, both Shetty and Krish, towards loopholes that are not existing. Now, go back to almost 2 years ago. Before the ODI World Cup, what did everybody start shouting about? India need to find answers to certain questions. What were the questions? Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul. So many of you lauded Rahul Dravid and the then team management, and so did I, by the way. Very gutsy, ballsy move by Dravid and the team management and the board to back Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, who were perhaps not fully fit on paper, to send them to the Asia Cup, and both of them performed. KL Rahul, especially in the rain-truncated game against Pakistan, got that 100. Now you're still looking for some answers where you want to see where Jaiswal stands as an opener. If it's okay to give him that one game and see, why not? Why don't you look at
what will you achieve of that? What will you achieve of that?
You want to see as an alternative to number 5. What is wrong?
Why? You already have KL Rahul, who is your backup opener. You already have
Raj. I have one question for you.
Number 6.
Raj. Yeah. Answer this for me. Do you think Arshit Rana deserves a place in the Champions Trophy squad over Siraj? Yes or no?
Yes. I'll tell you why.
You think that?
I think that's a tick mark for me. I'll tell you why. Because he brings in some sense of pace. He's a wicket taker. Even in that third game, he got hit for 22 runs, comes back, picks up wickets. Now you could argue and say, but the damage already done by the spinners, fair enough. But he has that pace. He's relentless. He will get clobbered for runs, and the team has already decided we are willing to sacrifice one part of it for the other talent and skill set that he brings, which is a partnership break. Okay. Now, in Bumrah's absence, you need someone to control the death, which has to be Arshdeep, because Arshdeep has been spectacular in T20s and the death overs. In the limited opportunities in one days, he's shown the capabilities to be good and controlling the death overs. My question is, Siraj should have been in that squad, but instead of Shami. Shami's comeback, I don't think, has been handled very well, and Shami has not really looked his part. He's not looked the part. That Shami of 2023, he was a different beast altogether, and Shami is not fully fit. Or even if he is, he's gingerly. He is still not back at his best. And to get to a trophy like the Champions Trophy, you needed someone who was geared up. Siraj he toiled manfully in Australia, did not get a lot of success initially, still ended up with a bucket full of wickets at a higher side of the average, fine. But you needed someone like that. Siraj would have done exactly what Shami can do for you in the middle overs and with the new ball as well. That is wherein I think that maybe the Indian team missed a trick, because Shami was sensational in the World Cup and the temptation was there to take that kind of experience when Bumrah wasn't playing. Had Bumrah been available, I doubt they would have taken that gamble with Shami. I have my doubts there.
So Harshit is your backup option, right? Still.
Yes, of course he was going to be a backup option for Bumrah. He was.
And why did he play all the 3 ODIs?
Sorry? Why not?
If Arshit is your backup option, right? So you're saying that Arshdeep and Shami will be in the 11. First match against Bangladesh,
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
Because
think-
otherwise, who would be
So-
your person to control the death?
Then why did
Arshdeep has
Arshdeep
to be
play in
there.
all three?
Arshdeep
And
has to be
only
there. That's what I'm saying. Shami is the safe bet because there's a lack of experience in that pace attack, and that is where I had a problem. That Shami ahead of Siraj ahead of Shami should have made that composition. Ideally, Harshit in place of Bumrah, you should have just had him there in case Siraj had a bad day, a bad couple of
But
days.
Raj, by that logic,
Who else would have gone for? So yeah.
By that logic, you are playing four seamers, correct?
How?
You
In
are
the
playing,
playing
you are
11.
playing, you are playing Hardik, you are playing Harshit, you are playing Arshdeep as well as Shami.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'll tell you my playing 11, which is obvious to everyone. It's going to be Gill, Rohit. It's going to be Virat. It's Shreyas at number 4. KL Rahul at number 5. Then you have
Not
Patel.
happening.
Akshar Patel and maybe Hardik Pandya at number 6. Akshar and Jadeja. So that's number 8. You have Kuldeep Yadav. So those are 3 spinners. And then you have the 9 done. And then you have Arshdeep and Shami. Right?
okay.
So
There is my question. If Arshit is not going to be in the first 11 against Bangladesh, then why did he play all the 3 ODIs and not
because you
Arshdeep?
wanted to get a taste of ODI cricket. How else would you get to see whether
Then
he
why not
Then
for
why
Arshdeep?
didn't you? Then why didn't you
Arshdeep
try
has a taste
Siraj
of
at
ODI
least?
cricket.
Then
Huh?
why didn't you try Siraj at least?
Because they were already made up their mind that Shami is coming back, and Shami there was a pickup. Look, the dribbling was Shami versus Siraj and Harshit versus Bumrah. Harshit is Bumrah's backup, and they knew obviously that Bumrah wasn't going to be available for the third ODI, which was going to be more of a fitness certificate for him to play the Champions Trophy. That is the strategic mistake that I think these guys have made. It should have been Shami versus Siraj at the end. Harshit was always going to be Bumrah's backup because of the out-and-out pace that he brings up. We all agree that Shami does not have Bumrah's pace.
Okay.
So it was going to be pace for pace. And it was
Why
going to be
not?
Shami's
Why not
Siraj.
have Siraj play the ODI? Test him, like you said, when it was all about testing ground. Why not have him
Yes.
tested?
And they should have, I will go so far as to say that they should not have tested Shami in the ODIs, given that he was so gingerly in the T20s. It should have been Siraj ahead of Shami. I have no problem with Harshit. It should have been Siraj ahead of Shami playing those 3 ODIs.
But Raj, does it make sense to give so less playing time to Arshdeep and so much playing time to Arshit in the longer format? Both are not experienced. Even Arshdeep has played, I think, only 1 ODI series, that too against Sri Lanka last year. Okay. Do you think that if Arshdeep is supposed to be in the 11, then why didn't they play in the first and the second match? That's what I'm saying.
Look, there is no doubt that India got their pace bowling combination a little off in the
Correct.
That's what we are saying.
It is all.
But I'm still all for Harshit over with replacing Bumrah.
Absolutely not.
That was
Absolutely
pace for pace.
Siraj.
Who brings up Bumrah's pace? Tell me, who is closest to Bumrah's pace?
Nobody
Pace
is closer to
Yeah.
Bumrah. Nobody is close to Bumrah.
Of course not. He's the best bowler in the world by 1,000.
Harshit is rookie. He is young, and I would still say he hasn't done anything great yet. He hasn't.
Correct. That's my problem. Arshit didn't perform in the Test series. Not
Neither.
that well.
See,
Arshit
even in
didn't
the
do that
ODI
well in the
series,
T20.
Even in the ODI series.
So what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
Wicket.
KKR connection or Delhi connection? What are you
KKR
I'm
saying?
saying it's
So
KKR
now
connection.
let's come to the point.
KKR
Let's come
connection.
to the point. Yeah, KKR connection.
I'm saying it's KKR connection.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
come on.
No.
Come on.
There is
Or
no
else
qualms about it.
I can think of
And
at
by
least
what
3
you guys
to
are
4
saying-
bowlers.
What
I
you guys
can-
are saying, the greatest off spinner of all time for India shouldn't have ever played for India because there was a CSK connection.
No, because he proved himself. It takes time for people to come.
Harshit hasn't proved.
Arshit Rana in the BGT.
Give him time to prove himself. He has shown the
Arshit
mental.
Rana in the BGT. Can you imagine Arshit Rana?
BGT. Okay, so Rohit Sharma.
Harshit,
So he should.
see.
So Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli should be the first ones to be dropped by what you guys are saying. BGT in Australia and on flat slow pitches in India.
No,
And
I'm
Dubai.
not saying. I'm talking about his
IPL
entry into the BJT. How did he got the entry into the BJT?
Forget about
This
the
is
Forget his
you making a
performance.
mountain out of a molehill just because you guys are don't like Gautam Gambhir. This is not
funny
fair.
thing.
No,
funny thing
it's
is
guys now.
before IPL. Funny thing is before IPL retention, Harshit Rana did not even make the debut, and after the retention, he plays all the formats. Suddenly, he is the
That's
best
fine.
bowler
That's
you
fine.
have.
The India coach, fortuitously, he was
It
with
is
KKR before that.
little,
We saw
it
him
is
up
little
close.
convenient.
So do you think that's a
It is
coincidence?
little
Do you think
convenient.
that's a coincidence? That
It is little
he's in
convenient.
every
I'll tell you.
squad. He's in every
I'll tell you
squad. He
something.
doesn't play one game.
Yeah.
This entire limited over series versus England, okay, I enjoyed 2 or 3 bursts of fast bowling thoroughly. One was that T20 where Wood and Archer were testing India, okay, and India came on top. Especially the first game also at Eden Gardens where India where I think Abhishek Sharma scored those runs against a very very hostile Archer and Wood. The second was again, I think Shakib Mahmood when he came on
Yeah.
to replace Mark Wood in the other T20I, and the third one was that spell from Harshit Rana yesterday, the second spell where he got tonked for 22 runs and then he comes back and at least he improved his line. There was pace, and you have to give him credit that he did not sacrifice pace to be in control. He knows what he's doing in the middle overs, and probably you're not even going to need him as much in the middle overs because he
I would
probably
have,
may not
I
even
would
be
have,
playing
I
11.
would have asked him to play the Ranji Trophy. I mean, yeah, Ranji is over for him now. I mean, he could have
Suddenly,
done
yeah,
that
when
and
he
then
becomes so
probably
big.
get ready for probably England series. I'm still not sure about him for the England series, but yeah, I mean, he could be one of the options.
Look,
Champions
Harshit,
Trophy,
the
he
same way.
shouldn't have been there.
I can buy into what both of you are saying about Harshit Rana. Maybe he should not have played a single ODI in this series.
Yes.
Okay. What I would also say is that if there were 2 pacers who should have played all 3 ODIs was Ashdeep and Siraj. They
Siraj should have
played these
definitely
3
played. Yes.
They should have been
At
your
least
first choice bowlers. They should have been your first choice.
Yeah, because you still have time to revise the squad, right? Had he played well, you could have included him in place of
same
Bumrah.
India are pushing a
Virat
half
Kohli-
with Shami only because Bumrah is not available. That's all. The Shami is not there. Shami is not there. He
And
wasn't.
Shami is not
this
the
is a
guy
big
for us
blunder.
this time. He is not in touch. He's surely not in touch. And the same way Virat pushed Siraj's career throughout his time as Indian captain, I can see the same pattern with Gigi. Or else, Raj, you know what? This thing should be studied and this thing should be spoken about. Harshit Rana was in the Sri Lanka squad. Before the retentions, why didn't Gautam Gambhir played him one match, and after the retention, he's the best bowler in the world. He wants him in every
All the
because
formats.
they wanted
Play
to
all
retain
formats.
him for 4 crore. Is that so? Is this the thing our Indian coach is doing? I'm asking you a question. Does that make sense? Does that add up? I cannot add it up. I cannot do the calculations.
Yeah, like
Can
I
you?
said, I'm playing the devil's advocate. What if Gautam Gambhir has seen him up close? Okay, so in that sense, Tilak Verma, would you guys argue that he's one of the best T20I batters in the world? Several years ago, Rohit Sharma told him, you're going to play for India one day. So you're going to come and say, oh, but Tilak was only 19 when Rohit said that. Matlab, there is some conspiracy. Obviously, when Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir, Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni are playing in close proximity with these youngsters, he'll be excited.
Can you say Harshit Rana is the best bowler in the
what's
world
wrong?
right now? Can you say Harshit Rana is the best bowler, or even in the top 10 best
How can
test
he be the
bowlers?
best bowler?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Tilak
You're
got
looking at
entry into
pace,
the
you're
team.
looking at out pace. You are at close, so close.
Raj,
Now, are you
Tilak
speaking
got
of the
entry
Champions
into
Trophy?
the team.
Hang on. Are you speaking of the Champions Trophy? Are you speaking of Sri Lanka? Are you speaking of BGT? So close to the Champions Trophy with Bumrah out, there was no other option to back up pace. You had to rely on Harshit Rana.
You had Siraj.
Siraj versus Shami. Siraj was never going to be.
Okay, even if I
Shami
think
was.
that Shami, you are
Shami is
taking
the
a bet
top.
on him. Okay, I can still agree
How,
that
on
agree
what
to the
evidence
bet.
are you taking a bet on Shami from what he did
Because
2
he
years
is
back?
Shami. Because he is Shami, we still have around 10 days to, and maybe he get fit, maybe, and I would still bet on him, but not Harshit Rana. Because he is
for all that we are arguing about, the X factor
because
could
he is
well
an
be Varun
unexperienced
Chakravarti
player.
picks up 8 wickets in 2 games and wins the Champions Trophy for you. He comes on for the semi-final. He comes on for the final.
Fine. That will be egg on our face. That's good, but
Destroy South Africa and Pakistan.
Okay, fine.
Or
At the
Australia.
moment, he does not deserve a place in the Champions Trophy. Varun Chakravarti, I can still, agree that because he has been in great form. I mean, going by his past records, he definitely has a UAE deja vu. He would have definitely, and especially with New Zealand and Pakistan both in the same group again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing because Varun is not yet actually tested in ODI format that much. I mean, like he has played in the T20Is. That's the only thing I have in mind. But I don't think he has any chance of playing in the 11 anyway. I mean, for that to happen, you have to drop someone like Kuldeep. who is also
we could
not
all have
there.
egg on our faces. We could all have egg on our faces. I mean, Harshit Rana could play one game and he could go for 70 runs of 8 overs, or he could play, 2 games and be the highest wicket taker for India. Or you could suddenly see Kuldeep Yadav. Nobody's really talking him up that much because he's been such a key champion bowler for India.
Again, then I'll say he's coming back from a very big injury. You play him in the first
exactly.
ODI, then you drop him in the second ODI. Why?
Then
Only 3 ODIs is only how much you can play. I'm okay. Look, for me, everything has been tick mark. Apart from the pace bowling combination, and I agree, I still am agreeing to disagree that it should have been Arshdeep and Siraj who should have played those 3 games. You knew Bumrah wasn't going to travel. You probably had an idea. You were hoping against hope, like all of India was, to see Bumrah traveling to Dubai. That wasn't going to happen. You've done what you've done now. Again, I don't think they're relying a lot on pace really dictating terms for them in Dubai. That they've already made up their minds on. I think that is the fulcrum.
That is very clear. I mean, whether it is going to backfire on them, I mean, we'll see. But they are going heavy on spin, and stats suggest it is not yet a very spin-friendly surface. But we don't know. We may be wrong because, I mean, it will be decided during the match days, right? I mean, the warm-ups could give us a little hint, but let's see how it
warm-up for India.
No, warm-up for India, but Bangladesh would be playing one against Shine.
Exactly.
So that could give us a hint.
I think the other point is 5 spinners and you're also looking at 3 all-rounders. That's also to say that, you still don't trust your batting lineup despite them being in such good form in the ODI format, in these conditions. I think there's still a bit of the Sri Lanka deja vu because, you've scored all your runs in one days over the last 1.5 years at home in India. We went to Sri Lanka on much slower surfaces and look at what you did. And of course, you're going to Dubai, again, humid. I don't know what's going to be like. Shetty will, of course, there be for us, and he'll bring us a lot of the live updates on weather. Tell us how you're feeling there once you get to Dubai, and of course, bringing up a lot of interesting live coverage from the ground along with a lot of fans. But that's that on the Unfriendly Cricket Podcast. Been really unfriendly. I like it this way. Been a lot of heat around Varun Chakravarti and Harshit Rana and Arshdeep Singh, and from me, some questions from Mohammad Shami, a champion that he is, but is he really fit? Is that selection being really forced on him because Jasprit Bumrah is not travelling? Could Siraj have been a part of the squad had Bumrah been fit? Could it have been a different composition? Could India have tried something different with the pacers in that ODI series versus England? But of course, they won 3-0 and the batters are looking in prime form. Thankfully, Shubman Gill has done away with the ghost of the Border Gavaskar Trophy and is looking in fine fettle. Thank you so much for joining us. There's plenty, of course, to discuss on Inside Sport because Virat Kohli is not going to captain Royal Challengers Bangalore as many of you might have thought. This Rajat Patidar, 31-year-old Rajat Patidar, who was unsold in 2022 by the way, is going to lead RCB in the 2025 Indian Premier League. There'll be more of that as well on our channel. But thank you for watching. Do subscribe and stay tuned for more action on the Unfriendly Cricket Podcast. Have a good week ahead.